Yes, I want to report a crime. I've called 101 twice over the last couple of weeks. They're not delivering my mail. This has been going on since an item was sent on the 8th.
Okay, who's not delivering your mail?
Royal Mail.
Royal Mail. So how long has it been going on for?
So can I get your name, please?
Sorry?
Can I get your name, please?
Martin.
Martin who, sorry?
Sorry?
Martin who?
What's your surname?
Oh, it's your surname, okay.
How long was it?
So basically what's happened is I had there's sort of two issues. One is a sort of a relatively low-level complaint of harassment. I got a knock on the door on the 14th of May, so everything's happened this month. So, and a postman was wearing wraparound sunglasses. He was really close in my face as I opened the door, and he didn't say anything initially. He stood there, he had a letter in one hand and a sign form machine in the other, and he said, "Is that Benjamin?" After about 20 seconds, and I said, "Yes, I prefer to be called Mr. Gray, I don't like use of my first name." He handed me the letter. He didn't get a sign for, and I tried to explain to him why I didn't like being called Benjamin. And as he walked away, he said, "All right then, Ben. See you later, Ben." So I got upset by this. I felt it was harassment. I said, "If you come back harassing me and my family home again, I will involve the police. I will detain you and involve the police." And he said, "Oh, I think you're being aggressive." He took out his mobile phone. As he did so, I went into my house, got my own mobile phone to call the police and a camera. When I came back out, he had gone. By this time, an item had been sent on the 8th which hadn't arrived. I then made a formal complaint to Royal Mail, and I was dealt with by Mr. Rowlands, who's like a manager in charge of complaints. He emailed me back, or one of his members of staff, but I think Mr. Rowlands was the manager, and he emailed me back to say, "Could you give me the details of the description of the postman? How many were there? Can you confirm there were two?" And other questions which I'd already answered in my first email. So I said, "Look, I've already told you all this information in my first email. Are you going to investigate or not? If you don't investigate, if you don't confirm what you're investigating, I'll go to the depot, which is up on Whitehall, Prospect Place, which is the delivery office." He didn't respond. I think he sent back maybe another email asking me the same question, effectively, cancelling me, effectively stonewalling me. So I spoke to a Mr. Lambert on the 21st. By now, the item that had been sent on the 8th was now 2 weeks old, and there was a letter from the court which hadn't arrived from the magistrates in London, a utility bill which hadn't arrived, 13th and the 14th, both of which were now a week old. I spoke to Mr. Lambert sort of around the afternoon of the 21st. He was initially quite polite. He came out from the courtyard because they close at 10, but he was happy to come out and speak to me on the street. He said he'll look into it. He said after a week they should have concerns that it's not being delivered, and he would investigate. And he took my email address, and he said, "I'll email you by the end of the day with an update." I didn't get any email. I went back, I think on the 23rd or the 22nd, something like that, of this month. Everything's happened this month, yeah. So I went back and I went back again. It was after 10 o'clock, so I went into the courtyard. I asked to speak to Christopher Lambert. He came out. He just marched straight over to me. It was like nose to nose, and he said that the postman had said he felt threatened. Right, just straight off the bat, didn't know information about what was happening to my mail. I got my camera. I had a camera running, this camera, and I pointed it at. It was on my bike, so I took it up my bike. I pointed at him, and he said I wasn't allowed to film. He walked off. He said, "Goodbye, Mr. Gray. We're done here, Mr. Gray." He walked off. I followed him. I raised my voice with him. I said, "I want my mail. Give me my mail." It's an offence under Section 83 of the Postal Services Act 2000 to intentionally delay mail. So he's committing a criminal offence. He went and stood on the stairs. A colleague of his came out, and he started to call the police, saying I was threatening him, saying I was shouting at him. I was refusing to leave the premises.
Did we come out?
Sorry?
Did we come out?
No, I'd gone by the time. It's going to be quite a while. I don't know if you want to speak to this guy here. Are you waiting? Oh, you're over there. Sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, I waited like 10. I said, if the police come and arrest me, that's fine. I'll have it investigated, whatever. I'd also rang 101 before I went out on the first occasion, on the day before, to speak to Mr. Lambert. I called 101. I had about a 5-minute conversation with the 101 operator. I explained everything. She said it wasn't. She said she'd spoken to her senior colleague or a supervisor. They couldn't explain She wouldn't give his name with the supervisor, but they said it's not a criminal offence. They wouldn't investigate. I should go internally, and if they didn't properly investigate, I should go to citizens' advice. But I tried to explain it is an offence under Section 83 of the Postal Services Act. But she hung up on me, so I'm clearing the line. So I'd obviously tried to go through the police on that occasion. On the second occasion, as I say, if the police had turned up, I could have taken it as and when they turned up. I waited about 5-10 minutes. I had other stuff to do, so I left the premises then on that occasion. I called the police twice. I said that there'd been a complaint that I'd been threatening to staff, and I wanted to make my own allegations. Did the police want to pursue it? They said they weren't giving me any information, and that was the last they heard of it. I then, I think on the 23rd, I got a letter from Mr. Lambert. He came to my house, delivered this letter. 23rd, yeah. So a few days ago now, 5 days ago. Well, I assume it was him, but whoever it was hand-delivered a letter from Royal Mail management to say, due to unacceptable behaviour, they're now withholding all my mail. If I want it, I had to provide them confirmation that I wasn't going to pursue any issues with them. I wasn't going to cause them any more problems. If I confirm that in writing, then they would start delivering my mail again. Or alternatively, I could arrange someone to pick up my stuff. But it's not really, because they hadn't explained, they hadn't investigated why my mail was being delayed up until the 23rd, because they were.
We know where it is then, that's the good thing.
Sorry?
So we know where your mail is then.
Well, there was no dispute they had it. I mean, I should have mentioned when I went up on the second occasion and spoke to Mr. Lambert, he said you'll get your mail today. There's no suggestion that they've lost it or anything like that. They've got it, yeah. They're just withholding it. So, I mean, even when they turned up at my house, if they were going to turn up to deliver that letter to, in terms of the withholding mail, they could have still delivered my mail on that occasion. So they're
obviously going through their process, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, they're not. This is my problem. I mean, if they were already withholding the mail, because I wouldn't have had to. I'd already complained formally because they'd withheld some of my mail for a week. So they'd already, and they were refusing to investigate. They were harassing me by asking me the same questions I'd already given in earlier emails. So that is harassment.
So I think I'm assuming what you're going to do then is follow their process and then you can.
Well, no, let's get some water. So. No, so I haven't quite completed the initial issue why I'm here, okay? Because if you bear with me, then obviously I'll hear you out. I mean, this is a police matter because, as I say, there's several complaints because it's harassment. He was threatening to me. He came right into my face, okay? So I thought he was going to assault me. I would have been within my rights to use. Can I finish the sentence?
A report of harassment. That's what you want to do.
No, and can I just finish because obviously that will then you'd be in a better have a better picture about responding. So, I mean, I'm well known to the police. I don't know if you recognise me. My name's Mr. Gray. I've got I think you have because I recognise faces, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not saying you do, but I'm well known to the police generally. I've been involved in litigation for 20 years. I'm banned from suing the police because you've got a civil restraint, what's called a CPO, a civil proceedings order against me. You spent about 250,000 of public money in litigation.
Let's stay on track.
Sorry?
Let's stay on track.
Well, it is because it's relevant. Because I would have just gone to the court. I would have sued the Royal Mail because I can't sue. I have to obviously deal with matters like this. Come personally. I can't just pick up a phone to a lawyer, for instance. So it is on track. But the point is also, the police have now been well aware of this issue for 2 weeks, and obviously it's in your interest because if I can't get mail, I can't get court documents, I can't get SD cards that because I need SD cards from my mobile and stuff like this, which you don't like me filming and stuff. So there's clear evidence that the police are already effectively.
What do you do about the mail? Because they said to you that there's a process in order for the mail to be within.
Which I followed.
So that's good. The mail is soft.
No, it isn't. So, as I say, if you just allow me to finish, I mean, it is relevant to the CPO, but I'm not. It's not. I wasn't going to spend hours on it. But the issue is, so what happened, right? So, first of all, they haven't investigated. So, whatever they're saying, they're withholding the mail from the 14th because of the allegation from the initial postman. They'd already been withholding the mail for a week. Mr. Lambert himself said that if it's over a week, then that would be evidence that they would investigate. That was why he said he would investigate, because mail was missing. So they haven't. Sorry, please let me finish the point. No, I'm taking it up with the police.
They can't help you with that. If they've said to you that they've got your mail,
yes.
it's not stolen, they've got it.
It's not. Yes.
So, do you see what I'm saying?
Have you got access to an internet? Go to the legal authorities.
Got access to the internet, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can look up Section 83 of the. Can I finish the set? Please allow me. And then honestly, I'll hear you out. But it has to go both ways. Otherwise, because it's also noisy in here. So if you're talking over me and they're talking, it's just kind of shouting in the wind, isn't it? Section 83, because I'm bringing up to speed because I rang 101 today as well. I said if I have to come here, you must allow me to finish the sentence because it's polite, and also I'm getting distressed. If you keep talking over me, it means you're not listening to a word I'm saying. You're trying to aggravate the situation. My point is, the reason why I'm here now, okay, I'm trying to explain. First of all, Section 83 states clearly, without lawful excuse, it is a criminal offence to intentionally delay mail. Okay, that is a criminal offence. Obviously applies to postal workers because they're the ones who would deliver. And you can research that. It carries up to 6 months in prison, right? So even if they may argue they have a lawful excuse because of the incident on the 14th, although they haven't provided me with any details, what I did to threaten him, what he did to me, they refusing to investigate his harassment of myself, which is a separate complaint. They were still withholding the mail for over a week, which caused me to have to go up, first of all, to complain, and then go up to the office when the complaints handler wasn't dealing with it. Okay, so that is just the 1 week, and they're refusing to provide any explanation as to why they didn't deliver my package from the 8th that was sent on the 8th, that I've not received at all now, and I've now had a refund, so they've lost money, the company. And they're refusing to explain, and they'd already withhold further mail from up until I spoke to Mr. Lambert on the 20th. So there's at least three. I've got evidence of at least 3 pieces of mail that was withheld, but for 2 weeks. Okay, that's a criminal offence. Why are you saying, as a civilian, why are you saying that's not an offence?
Because you've just said that potentially they've been holding it due to the incident that's happened. So they've now started a process where they've written to you, or that Mr. Lambert's hand delivered you a letter where he said we can work a solution where you can either get somebody to come collect it on your behalf, or that they can then send your post to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, they can't send it to me because they're the ones who send it.
But what I'm saying is, there's a reason as to. It sounds like there's a reason as to why they've been withholding it.
Well, no, because there's 2 issues. Well, Mr. Martin, let's use common sense, right? If they're saying that they're worried about their safety, right? That's the excuse. Because of the incident on the 14th, it clearly doesn't apply to the mail that was held for over a week that was sent from the 8th. Okay, so that's they haven't explained why. They knew that was the basis of my complaint. That's what Mr. Lambert said he was going to investigate.
There's been issues in the past, though, hasn't there, with you and the post?
Yes, I made a formal complaint, and
That might be why then.
no, that was about 2 years ago.
That would make sense.
No, not for 2 years. I've had mail for the last 2 years, so it's not. They haven't suddenly decided. They've been handing me, sitting around. I've had signed for. I've had recorded for 2 years. So it's nothing to do with.
Trying to think outside.
Yeah, exactly. What you're trying to do is act as if you represent them and think of excuses about why they would be breaking the law in terms of not delivering my mail.
They come to you with a process of how that they can get your mail back to you. I think you need to follow that process.
No,
I don't think you've already called 101.
Twice.
Something that we're going to be able to help you with.
Well, I've made it quite clear.
With the harassment, we can help you with the harassment. If you'd like to report Mr. Lambert for harassment and disruptive behaviour towards you, that's not a problem. I'm happy to do that. But
Yeah.
they've come to you with a solution with the post.
Well, I mean, if I'm going to speak to an officer with a statement in regards to the harassment, then they can address the issue is, right, that it's an offence unless they have a lawful excuse, right? Can I finish the sentence, please? I can see you opening your mouth because I'm recording this, so we can see that as before I've even got remotely near the end of a sentence, you're opening your mouth as if to speak, which means that I have to stop speaking to let you speak. Yeah, I know, but obviously the usual process is to let the person get to the end of the sentence or make their point, and then you make your point. Otherwise, if you interrupt, exactly. So please, go on. You want to speak? I'm trying to err on the side of caution. I'll allow you to speak. What was the point you wanted to make?
You were saying about the report. You were saying you would speak to the officers after the harassment about the.
Yeah, no. The offence of intentionally withholding mail, even if they have a lawful excuse to withhold the mail because of the allegation of the 14th, bearing in mind, I was told that he called the police, the postman on the 14th called the police to make an allegation of threatening some sort of threat, and I was there when Mr. Lambert called the police on the 23rd. So, and the police have ignored those complaints, so there's clearly not enough evidence the police feel to come and investigate me, even though they're claiming they've made 2 allegations. All right, so there's already some evidence that they're making false allegations to justify. Okay, so but even if, just leaving that to one side, I mean, I'm not saying that it's fine, but up until the 14th, there was still evidence they'd withhold them. They were intentionally delaying the mail before then. Yeah, so why isn't that a criminal offence? They don't have a lawful excuse. It got nothing to do with my altercation on the 14th because they were withholding it from the 8th. So why is that not an offence from the 8th to the 14th?
Well, have you reported that?
Yes, that's what I'm reporting to you now. That was the initial report when first of all I reported it.
You've made a report and nobody's made any contact.
Sorry?
So you've made a report.
I reported it to Mr. I combined the complaint about the postman on the 14th. Can I just say, if you're prepared to take a witness statement from me with the harassment and threatening behaviour,
Yeah.
then if I'm going to, presumably I'd need to speak to a police officer about that, and then I can speak to a police officer about because you're not a police officer, are you? You're a civilian, as I understand it. Okay, so it would be better so I don't, because it's obviously distressing. There's all these people, all this noise. There's a barrier between us. If I could speak to a police officer, I can set out everything, and they can explain to me why they're not. If I just finish the point though, just so we're on the same sheet. When I ran 101 today, I spent all the argument with the call handler initially, insisting they had a lawful excuse because they perceived, this is his word, perceived I was being threatening, okay? That is not a lawful excuse. Someone's perception is not that someone's doing anything wrong, because obviously they could not deliver mail to anybody and just say that we perceived that we were...
I think probably what's happened, there's been incidents in the past where maybe they didn't feel comfortable delivering your post. I mean, that doesn't seem too unusual.
No, there hasn't been any incident, there's been no criminal complaint or any complaint of anything before what happened on the 14th. No, because you're making allegations against me. Before the 14th, before the incident on the 14th, there has been no suggestion. Can I come, please? Because no, but you can't keep repeating false allegations against me about something I might have done 2 years ago. No, you're saying because of some incident before.
I mean, if there's been an incident in the past,
there had been no incident. No, I complained to the police about non-delivery of post, but nothing to do with any any complaint of misconduct from myself. And in terms of whether there is a lawful excuse or not, that is for you to investigate.
Yeah, but which we're not going to.
No, you are. Believe. You'll investigate it. Even I've made it quite clear to the 101 operator. Okay, this is the point that I was. Wouldn't it be more sensible to have any complaints of crime, especially if someone's getting distressed about reliving the trauma of crime, to have it away from the door where people are coming in and out? So there's all this noise coming in when someone's recounting the accounts as a victim of trauma. The lawful excuse is a matter for you to investigate. It is a criminal offence under Section 83. You need to explain to me. An officer needs to explain to me.
Let's do the report.
Right. Well, that's you. We're not going. I just wanted to. I told you the details to begin with. You are the one who's continually coming up with legal arguments not to take a report. No, you've been. Well, this is all recorded. You've been continually. It's not funny. Okay, I'm complaining about a criminal offence. It's clearly distressing not getting your mail. Okay, to have this man laughing in your face when you're complaining about that is only going to make matters worse, isn't it? Okay, you're going to. I haven't asked you to sit here and listen to me. I want to report a crime. See, listen to you. As soon as I talk, you talk over me. As soon as I talk, you talk over me. Sorry?
I can say the same.
Not at all. I'm allowing you to speak. I'm responding to what you're saying.
I can say the same.
You're saying...
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to be children, are we? I'm recording everything. Okay, yes.
I'm recording that.
Yes. Well, what have I done wrong? I mean, you are supposed to be... I hate to use the word public servant. I'm a member of the public. You serve me. Okay? I don't serve you. I don't serve you. You serve me as a member of the public and a complaint of crime. BS5 6SG. I mean, you've got 2 investigations of officers going on in this police force, even as I speak. 6 Boswell Street, yes.
Lambert, do you know what his first name is?
Yes, Christopher, like the actor's name.
Do you know his date of birth?
No, of course I don't know his date of birth. Why would I know his date of birth?
Just a question.
Well, okay, no, I didn't. There's no trace of him online. I've looked him up. There's now a trace of him because I put footage of our conduct.
Best number to get you on.
I just want a communication by email, please. Yeah. Well, can't I make a report now? Can't I give? Are you going to get in touch? Are you going to take a? I'm going to give a statement today. No.
Most likely not today, but I'm going to put a report on. What's your email?
It's Ben J Gray, all lowercase. Can I write it down? Because I don't want to shout out my email, my private details. I don't have a pen. If you give me a pen and paper, I'll write it down. Yeah, you should have it. You've got an investigation with PC Mitchell Raymond, who's investigating a criminal damage matter. So he knows my email address and nothing else.
07 999 416 907. Grays, G-R-A-Y-S, Grays, retail at gmail.com. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll pop that on there.
Can I just interrupt you momentarily? I'm not saying that it's what I'm after now, but if I'm not happy with a decision not to investigate a certain allegation, am I not entitled to speak to a duty inspector?
Yeah, you'll have to make a complaint after, yes, or during if you're not.
Is that a PSD complaint, or is that a professional standards complaint, or is that?
You can go directly to them, or you can do it through our website.
But are you talking about a professional standards independent investigation, or first of all a review of an by an inspector?
Making a complaint about how you're not happy with how your report's been dealt with.
But the decision not to investigate a matter, isn't that overseen by an inspector before I go down the route of a professional? Is that a PSD complaint? No. So okay. So all right. Well, so that you're going to make an appointment for me now to give a statement or what?
I'm going to put the report on now. And then
Oh, what? Sorry.
I'm putting the report on.
Yeah.
And then a police officer will contact you.
Right. So you can't even arrange a date for me to give the interview. Is that normal? Is it? I mean, can I make the point? If I don't get my mail, right, I've made it quite clear. I'll just, I'll try and do things exactly as you want to get fit the square peg in the square hole. As I say, I'll be going nowhere if this matter isn't if my mail doesn't arrive. Well, it's not, is it? We're supposed to be a civilized, decent country. If you start, if I was withholding, can you imagine if your mail was being withheld? Can you imagine? Though? Huh? No, it wouldn't, because if I don't go anywhere, then obviously I'm going to get manhandled at the very least, and that's not fine. I don't like you touching me all over. You've been doing it for 20 years. I'm getting rather tired of it. And of course, the taxpayer would have to pay for any proceedings that flow from that, for or against me. It's not in anybody's interest that mail is being withheld, especially if there's police collusion in it. That's not fine. It's not fine that I have to physically come in, is it? From 6 miles away. It's not fine that I physically have to come in. I'm 6 miles away. I'm an elder gentleman. I have to come all the way in here because the 101 repeatedly refused to arrange a statement.
You can always do it on our website.
No, you don't do anything until I physically come in. I mean, believe me, you think I haven't tried the website? Why would the website be any different from the 101 handler? No, but you think why should I have to come in if the 101 operator isn't responding? I mean, I've got the recording of the conversation with the 101 handler, telling me why they had a lawful excuse because they perceived I was threatening. That is not a lawful excuse. You have to have evidence that somebody is being threatened, not just perceive it, and that has to be investigated, not because I've told them what they've said and then you immediately take their side without involving a police officer. I mean, do you not accept that if he's got a lawful excuse not to deliver the mail because they feel threatened, then how can he justify coming to my house personally to deliver the letter? Does that make any sense at all?
Maybe even feel threatened.
Well, exactly. Then he should be delivering my mail, shouldn't he? Then they don't have a lawful excuse. I shouldn't have even tried to speak because I just knew you'd speak straight over me before I finished a sentence. And you think it's funny? You think winding someone up is funny? Is that the best you can do for entertainment? Because you allow someone to finish the point. You don't speak immediately they start speaking. You're doing it deliberately to inflame. You know why you're doing it. It's because it's off the playbook, isn't it? You wind them up and then you make the victim into be the perpetrator. Well, I just know why. Well, let me speak to the end of the sentence. Because nothing gets done. You heard the expression more heat than light. If you're talking while I'm talking, we don't hear each other and nothing is being cleared up. Nothing will sink in because you can't hear me because you're too busy speaking yourself. And you should allow me as the member of the public to at least finish speaking before you want to make a point. I'm not asking you to answer it. I'm just saying it's a perfectly straightforward, logical point that if they feel threatened and that's why they can't deliver my mail, why is he personally coming round to deliver my mail? It's completely contradictory, bearing in mind I gave him my email address, so he didn't have to hand deliver it. Especially as I was complaining about him threatening me. No, it's obvious. It's not for you anyway. You're a civilian. You know, if I'm the one who's won 20 cases against you in the court, in the civil and the criminal court, so I've won more cases than judges sitting on the bench. And it always has to get to that. We always has to get to criminal court proceedings before anything gets done. If there's any investigation at all.
I'm assuming the altercation with Mr. Lambert, you've got it on.
Yes,
camera.
it's on camera. It's online as well.
What does this Mr. Lambert look like?
Well, I'll send a photograph when if you give. Have I got an email address for you guys?
Okay, so you don't want to give me a quick...
Well, yeah, I can give you a quick one. He's about mid-30s, short hair, stubble. He had stubble at the time anyway. No glasses, white,
What colour hair do you have?
light coloured, I think. Maybe light to brown.
And how would you describe his build? Is he big?
He's stocky but shorter than me, maybe 5'9", 8.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you know the address of where Mr. Lambert works?
Yeah, it's I don't know the exact. I don't think there's a number, but it's Royal Mail. Sorry. Yeah, but I can't even hear myself speak. So I don't know how you can. I mean, what a place to put some complainants of crime shouldn't be standing here, should they? On the doormat next to the opening door, in and out with people. Imagine if I was complaining about rape or sexual assault. I mean, it's just not. It's not dignified, is it? And it doesn't. Okay. Prospect Place, Whitehall, Bristol, BS5 something or other, or BS something. You can find it easily online.
Is that like a depot?
Yeah, it's called the delivery office. And just to clarify, in terms of the complaint about intentionally delaying mail, is that going to be looked at by the officer as well? Is that part of my complaint?
Well, I've made reference to that, but this is initially for the harassment.
Right. So, can I speak to should I discuss it with the officer that discusses it with me about the harassment, or should I?
You can do, yeah.
Or can I speak to it? Can I ask for a review from the inspector about
At the moment, I mean, it doesn't sound like you can make a report for that because they're carrying out their own process.
No, they're refusing to investigate. That's why I turned up at the doorstep. I said I don't want to have to go to the office, but I will do if you don't make it clear you are investigating. They've made it clear they are not going to investigate the delayed mail. So that they haven't. I mean, I've got the load of correspondence. Surely, any decision about whether an offence has been committed under Section 83 is to look at all the circumstances to see whether they've got a lawful excuse. It doesn't say. Can I just point out? If you look it up, Section 83, it doesn't say how long the delay has to be. It could even be 1 day. It's intentionally delaying mail. And if this man, in terms of the harassment complaint, right, is it a coincidence that after I said it distresses me being called that particular name, my first name, by strangers, if he's so malicious that he then continues to call me name, can you imagine if it was a racial name? It has the same effect on me. It has the same psychological effect because it reminds me of earlier incidents, as I've explained. It's a bit of a coincidence that my mail had already been delayed, and then he starts with the personal harassment a week later. So the two things overlap. The fact that I'm being harassed is evidence that the mail was being intentionally delayed. And when Mr. Lambert responded in his letter, I've now complained about it 7 times, on 7 separate occasions. I've complained about the delayed mail, and not once have I been given any explanation, any rationale, any admission or denial that it was being. They haven't even denied that it was being intentionally delayed, and they refused to investigate. I've made it quite clear that I would go to the police if they didn't. And that all depends on the correspondence. So on what basis do I not have an arguable case that they are intentionally delaying the mail?
Because they're saying that they did have a case to withhold.
You don't know what they're saying. You haven't spoken to them yet. I could be making all this up. I could be making the whole complaint up, let alone the hearsay about what they're saying.
I'm sure you said to me that they had a reason as to why they withheld it because they did not feel.
Yeah, but that has to be investigated. They could say anything, can't they? They could say that I threatened that I'd stab their father.
I think the main thing is that we know where your post is, so that's the good.
Yeah, but Mr. Martin, that is evidence that's being intentionally. If they'd lost it, they would just say we've lost your mail, and when that could happen, that's perfectly reasonable. That is because that could happen in anything, whether it's a gold bar or a letter from the court. In terms of I'll try one more time. I won't detain you any further, and we're on the way to something. But obviously, in every single crime, if you look at, I had to do a lot of research because I've represented myself in a lot of cases. In almost every case, whether it's murder, for anything from murder all the way down to some petty fight, okay, there is a lawful excuse argument. It's self-defense, blah blah blah. Okay, you accept that in any complaint. If I'd said this man had stabbed me, and they said, well, was it in self-defense? We think it was in self-defense. We're not going to investigate the stabbing. It doesn't matter whether it's a stabbing or all the way down to some petty thing over delayed mail. Well, it's not petty because I've got medication, so it could actually affect my health. But in every single criminal complaint, there is a potential argument that it was justified in self-defense or a lawful excuse. Can we agree on that? So whether that would be for the police to investigate initially, and then potentially for the CPS to assess whether there was a lawful excuse, and if necessary go to court. I've got injunctions against me, restraining orders against me. I've breached restraining orders placed against me by a Crown Court judge, and I've said I had a reasonable excuse because you have a reasonable excuse argument for any breach of a restraining order, okay? And I've gone to Crown Court trial, and I've said, here's my reasonable excuse, blah blah blah. I said the police were colluding in the complainants, and the jury have acquitted me. That's after like £100,000 of taxpayers' money gone on a trial. So I know as much as anybody that you can have a reasonable excuse. So that they may well have a reasonable excuse that satisfies the police, but they have to investigate. You can't sit there as a civilian knowing nothing about what they're saying or the justification and say they've got a reasonable excuse. What they're saying is they felt threatened. That isn't a reasonable excuse because they could feel threatened about everything.
The thing is, you've made a complaint to the Royal Mail, and they're trying to, it sounds like they've come to a resolution, so there's not really any need to be involved. That's what I'm saying.
I've already explained that isn't. Yeah, that's fine. The reason, yes, if.
The police also be involved.
Okay. I'm just trying to finish off on this point because it seems to be crucial to whether or not you're going to investigate the original issue. I'll speak to an officer about it because if I'm going to speak to it's obviously better because that's why we have police officers. If you have the power, if you're saying that it's completely ruled out that I can speak to a police officer about this, the officer that deals with the harassment.
They have taken out a process in order to get you posted to. I don't see what. I'm not sure.
I'll explain it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. No.
They have tried to accommodate you, and they've told you that they have you post, and that this is the process they can get.
Obviously, if they didn't have my post, that would be a whole different issue. The fact that they've admitted they have my post is what gives me the evidence that they're deliberately withholding it. Okay, there's two issues with that. Okay, you see what the issue is, the sticking point about why you're not going to investigate. First of all, any issue surrounding alleged threatening behaviour does not apply before the 14th. Okay, so the mail that was withheld before the 14th has nothing to do with what happened on the 14th. Okay, you accept that? That's basic logic, isn't it?
Say no, and they're going to say yes.
No, because they're saying Mr. Lambert's letter. I've read Mr. Lambert's letter. Unfortunately, I don't have any papers. I couldn't bring it out, and I don't want to bring my computer because it'll get smashed. Well, risk getting smashed. The letter says that the withholding is to do with my alleged conduct on the 14th, and then on the 23rd with Mr. Lambert and the postman. Okay.
And you're disputing that it happened 7 days prior to that.
There has been no. They had the mail that was sent on the 8th, up until the incident on the 14th. That's more than a week later. They have delayed that, so they haven't given you explanation. So that is already a criminal offence under Section 83 because there's evidence that they intentionally withheld the mail that was sent on the 8th, and it had nothing to do. Can I just finish the point? It had nothing to do with what happened on the 14th. Clearly, because it was already being delayed before the 14th.
But they're going to say different, aren't they?
Well, no, because that's the reason. So you represent them. Surely that's why we have investigations. You're already deciding. If I'd come in.
I'm not sure who to believe, to be honest. But they may
because you haven't investigated. That's why we have investigation. People give evidence on statements, don't they?
You've made a report to the Royal Mail
and they're not investigating that.
The post wasn't delivered. That's what's happened. They have now come back to you. I know obviously there's been a bit of spit and spat between both parties. They have come back to you to say, we know where you posted it. This is is how you can get your post. That's it.
No, because the second point. No, so it's not because you're not even a police officer, so you can't assess what the law is.
I'm assessing what you're saying. And that's how
What I'm saying, they're saying, yeah, in terms of their reason.
the situation is, if you're not very happy because they've had your post,
No, the complaint is under.
they wouldn't deliver it for whatever
No,
reason.
I'm-
You've made a complaint.
Yeah.
They've dealt with whatever their procedure is. They've gone through whatever channel.
Yes.
And there's been an incident with Mr. Lambert. He's come out to your address.
Yes.
And has said, "This is how we can get your post to you."
Well, he's saying. Well, first of all, he's saying
But
that.
he's saying that you can have your post back. So let's just,
No, but yeah, that's a fair point. That is a totally fair. Exactly, Mr. Martin. Yeah, the letter that I responded to the letter the same morning that I received it, leaving aside the hand delivery of the letter, proves they don't have a reasonable excuse not to deliver my mail because they're already delivering my mail. Okay, so that's one point. I'm thinking. Can I just make the point? I'm thinking only of the criminal courts. If I come here and I refuse to leave the state, sorry. But the post, you say it's post, but to me it's my
What were you expecting?
I'm expecting court orders from the court, which I could get remanded if I don't. You ask me a question and then you immediately start talking. It's on film.
You've done it to me, but I'm not going to make a fuss.
Yeah, but I'm not the complainant. You ask me. Surely, if I've asked you a question, I think I have stopped to listen to your answer.
Conversation.
Sorry?
We're just having a conversation.
No, we're not. I'm trying to report a crime.
I've done it.
Sorry?
You've got your crime record.
Okay. Well, you're saying that I can't. That when. So how long do I have to wait to speak to the officer about the harassment? Within 12. Okay. So, and you're saying that he will say, or he or she will say, well, just finally, just so I clarify on the issue of, huh? No, not one more final time. I'll be as long as it takes to resolve the issue. Okay, please. Well, on this issue, I mean, do you think I want to be here? Do you know how sick to myself? I've been falsely imprisoned by your colleagues on more than 5 occasions by the formal findings of the court or admission from your chief constable. You think I want to be here, involved in this? No, but does it appear like I want to be here? Does it appear like? Yes. The issue is, right, in terms of that point, okay, I responded. I just so you know, regardless of any earlier complaints, if they had started delivering my mail after I responded to Mr. Lambert's, he said he wanted assurance from me. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to wait. He wanted assurance from me that there would be no further issue, okay, from me towards their staff. Leaving aside, I'm the victim from them, not vice versa. Leaving aside that, and leaving aside the fact that I'm on a narrow street, so if I had wished them any harm, I could do that 1,000 times over because they're passing my street on a narrow street. I have to physically squeeze past postmen almost on a daily basis on my street. So it's preposterous that they couldn't actually. That it makes a difference whether they come to my house personally or not. All of that aside, I said, I responded. I said, you don't have to worry about any issue as long as I'm not threatened or I feel threatened. You're not going to. I'm not, and I only reserve the right to film any interaction, which would be in both our interests anyway. If you come to my door, that was it. They haven't responded. That was 3 days ago. I need my mail urgently, so I've complied with their request, and they haven't responded. They haven't said yes. We're not happy with your response. We're not going to deliver your mail. Anything. They haven't responded at all, and my mail is still being delayed, and it must be intentionally delayed by now. And I've satisfied what they asked for, even assuming they had a right to ask for it.
That's a Royal Mail issue. We can't go around arresting postmen because they haven't delivered your mail in the time that they said they go. That's not.
No. Well, yeah, do you accept there is an offence under Section 83? You're not sure? We can look it up, can't you? Well, if you're not sure, okay, we'll leave it at that. You're not even sure about the offence. So how can you possibly make a decision, sir?
Where's the post? Come on,
I don't understand your point. If post goes missing because it gets lost, because
it's not missing.
Yeah, exactly, that's the key point. They are. Will you take it from me? Yes, Mr. Martin. I mean, you talk about adults, right? Let's just because we're filming this, so because the push comes to shove, okay? Because I can't litigate, I will simply come here with my bed and a pillow, I will lie down there, and you will have to do something with me. You will either have to charge me with something. No, I need to resolve the issue going forward. I need my post because it has medication. You asked me, before you interrupted me earlier, you asked me what post was on the way. There's court orders, so that's potentially perverting justice, because if I don't get court orders, I could end up being arrested for, ignoring the orders to attend court or something like that. There's utility bills, which I need as ID evidence for applications and things like that. And there's items, there's actual valuable items that I've ordered on eBay. So that is potentially theft because they've admitted they have it and they're still not giving it to me. Okay, just assuming that you accept for the sake of argument, there is an offence of intentionally delaying mail. Right, that is a criminal offence under Section 83. Assuming you accept that, then it doesn't matter whether they're deliberately withholding it for 1 day or 1 hour or 1 week or 3 weeks. That is a criminal offence which only the police can investigate. So if I've got evidence that they are intentionally delaying mail, then why isn't that a police matter? If I've got evidence of it.
They've said you can have your post back.
And they're still not giving it to me.
And they're going to say that the process is there to start following up and delivering it. And you're going to disagree.
I can't hear you. You have to speak up a bit. I really can't hear you.
You're saying that you've got evidence to say why they haven't delivered it.
Yes. I've got evidence that they're intentionally delaying it.
So for what reasons?
That's the investigation, isn't it?
So
It's the same.
That's the issue, because they're going to disagree with that.
Oh, you know what they're going to do? Yeah, but if they disagree with it, that's why. You could say that with every argument. I'll just finish off. I will finish off. As I say, I'll wait. I don't want to be manhandled by your colleagues. I've been felt up and touched all over by your colleagues. I've got injuries all over. Please let me make this point. Sorry, because I'm going to have to come here and protest. If I could go to the court, but your lawyers have prevented me going to the court. If I could litigate, we'll do this all civilly. I'd send a pre-action protocol letter to your lawyers.
I think you should just follow the process of the...
I've done that. It doesn't address...
You just have to make a complaint.
Is it right down there?
I've done that. Have I not explained all that? So you're now ignoring the fact that I've told you I've made the complaint and they've refused to investigate. I gave them an ultimatum. I said, as long as you provide me assurance that you will investigate my complaint, I won't need to go to the office. Okay, so I've done that. They've said, if I comply, if I assure them, I've done that, and they're still delaying my mail. But the issue doesn't even...
They may not have had a chance to deliver it yet. I mean...
But they've got my email. We're on email. If they've made a decision on the... Can I just finish the point? If they've made a decision that they will deliver it, don't you think they should let me know that? I've also said that if they didn't... I've also said that I would go to the police and make a formal complaint if they didn't confirm that they would deliver my mail.
Need to go guns blazing every time.
I don't go gun. Do I look like I've gone? I've rung 101. I've gone through the complaints process. I've rung 101 again. I've also rang them on their own number, which they don't answer. I've been on the phone an hour. That's not guns blazing. That's exhausting every single opportunity. All I'm
saying in response to how they're trying to sort it out, I think you should just send them a follow-up email.
And then
mention the police and make threats of being...
Because it's an effect. All right, I'll try because I mean, on the face of it, you seem reasonably intelligent. Okay, you don't strike me as the most gifted intellectual I've ever met or heard, but you seem reasonably intelligent. I've explained to you. If you look at Section 83, it doesn't say whether it has to be 1 hour or 1 day. It's the intentional withholding it. There's a complete difference between mail going missing, which could happen at any. That's not an offence because clearly mail can get lost. I accept that. Like just like anything else, mistakes can happen. I've lots and lots of mail has not arrived, and you get money back or whatever. Okay, that's not an issue. The issue is, as you yourself have pointed out, they've admitted they have my mail. The issue is whether they are intentionally withholding it or delaying it. It's not even withholding it. It's delaying it intentionally. So, and I've got evidence of that. They've admitted it themselves now. They've come personally to my door to deliver mail, except the mail that they should be delivering under the law. So there's no point in having the will of Parliament, the Section 83 intentional delaying statute, making it offence because the police won't investigate. So why have the statute?
You can ask the officers when they speak to you.
Well, I'm just trying to get you. I'm trying to understand you because otherwise you're perverting justice and colluding. But if you're lying or inventing reasons why they should intentionally delay my mail, okay, so. Which they're not investigating.
That's how it's being whenever you want your post.
Well, either way.
Give you your post. I think everything, you know.
No, yes, because but they said they demanded from me assurance, which I provided 3 days ago, and they're still not providing. I need. But would you be? Can you see your mail was being withheld?
I don't think I'd handle it like you, but that's...
Yeah, but it wouldn't happen to you because you'll go, I'm a police officer. If you delay my mail, I will complain to my mates on the force and they will investigate you. That's the 2-tier or the 15-tier justice system we have. You investigate some crimes and you don't investigate others, depending on the race, the status, the legal access to lawyers. All those feature in. As I said, I've got a CPO against me. I can't litigate. If I could litigate, I would have sued the Royal Mail and I would have sued you. Okay, that's what I would have done. I can't do that, and I don't want to lie down on the floor like a child and then be dragged off and have bits and pieces touched, and then you'd have to trump up some charge about related to my lying on the floor of your police station.
We're going too far now, so...
I'm trying to avoid that. That's why we're not going too far at all. Yes.
Please send Royal Mail another email and, you know...
Yeah. Well, it could have been sorted when they they could have been sorted if you'd agreed to investigate the initial complaint when I ran 101 the first time.
Well, we've been through that. I'm not going to repeat myself.
That's a relief. How long? Okay, in terms of that complaint, you're saying I can speak to the police officer about that. However, you're saying that I have a right to review. So how do I make a complaint to initiate?
You've only given it 20 minutes. I mean,
I'm talking. But you're saying that, as far as you're concerned, the report about the intentional delaying of mail is not going to be investigated by this officer when they get in touch about the harassment.
I'm asking for his advice, but I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you the same thing.
It's a he, is it?
Sorry?
Is it going to be a he? Do you know that? Do you know which officer it is? Is there an officer being assigned to it?
Not yet.
Okay, it's just because you were specific about the he. Yeah.
So,
But you
follow the process of Royal Mail, and you have been.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's good.
And in your view, just assuming that everything you said isn't evidence of you colluding with the postman and the post service, let's just say that for the assuming. Yeah, I know it's funny, isn't it? How long? Now I've sent them the letter of last week.
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know what Royal Mail's procedure is.
I'll go, right? Just finish off on this very key point. You've accepted, you don't even know if Section 83 of the Postal Service Act exists. So how can you possibly advise about to what extent an offence has been committed on an offence you don't even know about?
You started a complaint with the Royal Mail. That's the difference. So you have to follow through that complaint. And they've come up with a resolution. You've done what most people would do in this instance. They've had an issue with someone that's providing the service. They're not happy. You've made a complaint. I can't help that you're not happy with how it's been.
They're not going to investigate the complaint. I've said, in terms of the complaint process, they're not going to investigate it. The only issue now is whether they're going to give my mail. Now I provided the assurance. It's got nothing to do with the complaint. I said to them,
they come to you with a resolution, so follow through it.
If let's just say that. Is that what that? Yeah, that's your prejudice. That's nothing to do with something I'm actually.
We've spoken about it so many times, and I think you just should send another reasonable email. I don't think it needs to get any more complicated than it already has. So, do you know what I mean? I just think...
But how many emails? I've sent them now. I've sent them now. Okay, I've sent them now. I've sent them now. In terms of overall, I've sent them about 6 or 7 emails. I've made 2 attempts to phone them. I've been there personally twice. And you don't think that's enough? You don't think that's that? You don't think that? Oh God! You don't think that's exhausting every single?
There's a lot of posts that goes on throughout the UK. There's a lot of posts that need to be delivered. There's all sorts.
It's got nothing to do with that.
Because there's only got so many.
But they've got enough time to investigate that they actually have it. They've got enough time to draft a letter.
I don't know the ins and outs of the...
They've got enough time to. They've actually come to my house to deliver the letter saying we're going to withhold mail. Couldn't they have delivered the mail then? If they're going to come physically to my house, it's got nothing.
They're following their process.
You don't know what the process is because you're not investigating it. But if it's an offence, if it doesn't say how long the intentional delay is, even if they're withholding it deliberately, intentionally for 1 hour, they're committing an offence under Section 83 of the Postal Services Act. Do you accept that?
I don't know, but if you say so.
So it doesn't matter whether they now deliver all my mail promptly on time forevermore. They've already committed an offence, or there's prima facie evidence.
It's just post. It's post. And you've got
Just post. It's got nothing. It's nothing to do with whether there's an offence. The statute offence of committing an offence under Section 3 of the Postal Services Act doesn't say in brackets, but by the way, if it was just post, it wouldn't have a 6-month prison sentence for deliberately delaying it, would it?
I think
It doesn't say it, just
Sorry?
I told you what I think.
Yeah, I told you. We'll see. I better get my mail because I'll be here otherwise, and we'll see where we go. Because all you have is lies and violence. That's all you have. And in that armoury, all that matters is what goes on in the Crown Court or the Magistrates Court, not what goes on with the glass door with your 50,000 mates behind you. Okay, that's all that matters. Yeah, but you've not even given me a time date of when if I do that, how long they could still delay it before the police would become involved.
I don't know what their process is.
You don't even know what the offence is that they're committing. You don't even accept whether there is one. See you later, I think. Au revoir, I think is the word you're looking for. Hey, you still got my post? Where's my post? Are you withholding my post?
I'll ring the
Do you know? So please do. I've called them 15 times, mate. You know, intentionally withholding mail is a criminal offence. Where's my mail? I'm right near you now. Where's my mail, my friend? What have I done to you for you to withhold my mail? That's from my mother. That's from the court. Where's my mail? Yes, Ben Gray from number 6 Boswell Street trying to get his mail. Yeah. Why are you withholding my mail? Why? Why are you withholding my mail? That's from my mother, my friend. That's from the courts. What have I done to you that you withhold my mail? That's theft. That's theft. That's theft. Why? Because what have I done to you? What allegations are you making to the police now? Because I'm asking for my mail. Because I'm asking for my mail.
He's been down to the manager sorted it out.
He hasn't sorted it out. He said he would deliver my mail if I wrote him a letter to confirm that I wasn't going to be an issue. All I've done is ask you for my mail. That's all I've done. You're the postman. You must know where my mail is. I've got proof that letters and parcels have been sent going back to the 8th of last month. Please do. You're the one committing an offence. You're thieving my mail. It's a criminal offence to intentionally delay the delivery of Royal Mail. Section 83 of the Postal Services Act 2000. Your manager isn't sorting it out. All I'm asking you is where it is. All I'm asking you, why don't you tell me? He said, why don't I get it now? I thought he's had it for a month. He's had it for a month.
You didn't threaten me.
I haven't threatened you at all. I filmed everything. How have I threatened you? What threats have I made?
Threatened me by grabbing me by the neck.
Grabbing you by the neck? You telling the police that I've grabbed you by the neck? When did I do that? I filmed everything. Are you telling the police that I've grabbed you round the neck? I haven't touched you. I haven't touched you. I haven't even threatened to touch you. I said that if you came to my home and harassed me, I would detain you and the police would come. Why were you calling me by my first name when I said it offended me? When I said it upset me? Why? Why come to my home with my family house, with my children there, and then harass me? Why are you standing in the middle of the road? If you're intimidated, why are you standing in the middle of the road? Please do. Please do. Because they won't come when I complain. I've been to Patchway Police Station. I've spoken to Inspector Williams. I was told that they would investigate you for harassing me. You made the complaint about me when you turned up on the 14th of May, and the police weren't involved then. And all I've done now is ask for my mail. If you know it's at the depot, why aren't you delivering it? When you know it's at the depot, why are you not delivering my mail? I haven't threatened you. You're a liar. You're a liar. I have not threatened you. I said if you came to my house and harassed me again, I would detain you. If you commit a further criminal offence, I would detain you. That is not a threat. That's my right. He's got my mail. He's been withholding my mail for a month. Okay, you're a liar. He's on the phone to the police now. He's on the phone to the police now. So the police are already involved all over the place. Yeah, he's the postman. He's got my mail. He's had it for a month. I've got mail. I grabbed him by the neck. So the police. He called the police about that last month. They would have come if I'd grabbed him round the neck. They would have come, wouldn't they? So why haven't they come? Why didn't they come when you complained about it on the 14th? I didn't. I filmed everything. So I made all these threats. You called the police 999 when I involved your manager. You weren't there, so you can't possibly know what was going on the 14th. And the police would have turned up. I went down. Never mind about everyone on the street. Yeah, everyone's getting except me. You see that on the film? It's a criminal offence to delay Royal Mail under Section 83 of the Postal Services Act.
Giving him his milk? Because he threatened to beat me up.
He's absolutely lying. If I threatened him, the police would have got involved, wouldn't they? If I threatened you, the police would have come involved. Your manager said he wrote me a letter. He came and hand-delivered the letter.
You're both grown, so I'm sure you guys can sort it out. Like
I tried. Yeah, I tried.
He's called the police. Let the police get involved. They weren't. I've called them as well. I've reported him 3 times.
Yeah, if he didn't threaten me, I was happy to take his letters to him.
I haven't threatened him. He's lied.
They'll all be resolved.
I don't want to go near him. Who knows what he's going to do?
You have to come. Look at the tiny street. You have to pass me on the street anyway, as I'm proving now. You came and hand-delivered a letter to say that you had problems delivering the letter. If you had intimidated or I was threatening you, you wouldn't have come to my house, would you, to deliver the letter to say that I was banned?
I'll be there in a minute.
He's choosing to stand in the middle of the road. I'm not forcing him into the road. If I wanted to hurt you, I would have come to you and hurt you, wouldn't I? If I wanted to attack you, I would have done it now, wouldn't I? I wouldn't be standing here. You don't have to stand there. You can stand on the pavement and not create a hazard for other people. You're a thief. Why didn't the police get involved when you complained about me on the 14th? Why didn't they become involved when your manager called 999 on the 21st? Why won't they come involved when I've gone to the police station personally to complain about you withholding my mail? Huh? No, I don't have to go to the mail. I was told that it would be delivered if I provided an assurance to your colleague, Mr. Lambert. I provided that assurance and he's still not delivering it. And that was a week ago. If I was threatening or there was security about your safety, he wouldn't have hand-delivered the letter to my address. And when he came to my address, he could have brought the other mail anyway.
I'm going to have to get taken off this round because of it.
Good. I don't give a monkey's, mate. You are committing a criminal offence by intentionally withholding my mail. You were already withholding it before your relation. No, I didn't. That's a lie. Where's the evidence for that? Why didn't the police get involved? That's what the police's job is. So why didn't they get involved? I don't have a door cam. There are cameras around. If that's got sound recording, then you get it, because you're the one making the allegations. All I want is my mail. Sorry? You're supposed to be delivering it. He said I'm not welcome at the depot.
Yeah, you can threaten my manager.
No, he threatened you, mate. Were you there? Were you there? Were you there? He told you. Oh, so it's true. Because you're told something, that makes it true, does it? You utter numpty. You complete numpty. You're so thick. If he's intimidated, why did he come to my house to deliver the letter? You're taking abuse. You lying little filth. You're taking abuse. You came to my home. I said, don't call me Benjamin because it offends and upsets me. And you called me Benjamin 3 times after I told you it upset me. You come to my home. You create harassment when there's children next door to me. I've got children in my house. Why did you repeatedly use my first name when I asked you not to?
It's a special delivery signed for.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Gray to a stranger. It's not Benjamin, as I asked you, and then you repeatedly said it after I said I didn't like it. And I said, if you did it again, I would detain you and involve the police. That is not an attack or a threat of criminal violence. Huh?
How are you going to detain me?
If you come to my house, and you'll find out if you harass me again. All you have to do is not harass me, and you've got no issue.
But you mentioned because I needed to sign for a special.
No, afterwards. I said I let that go. I said I let that go.
There's a family full of people. I need to know exactly who to sign for.
You want me to? So you're inviting me? That's provocation of violence. You want me to detain you because you haven't come to my house. Because you have. I said if. Do you understand plain English? Did you go to basic school? I said if you come to my house again, I would detain you. I didn't say I would for any reason, or I wouldn't even have to speak to you again, provided you do your job that you're paid to do and deliver my mail. That's all I asked you to do.
Can you send the police here, please?
You've been saying that, they're not going to come, you numpty. They're not going to. I haven't done anything to you but demand my mail. You're the postman. You have my mail. You've just admitted it. On film, you've admitted you've got it at the depot.
Go get it.
And he said I'm not welcome at the depot. You speak to him. I'm not independent. You're not independent. Lambert is independent. You better get my mail to me, mate. Every time I see you, you're going to get the same thing. You idiot. You idiot numpty. What have I ever done to you that you're withholding my mail from my elderly mother? It's a criminal offence to intentionally without. What lawful excuse do you have to withhold my mail? If you say that you're intimidated personally because of you, then you get taken off the route and get someone where I don't have the issue. And what happened to the mail even before the 14th? We only spoke on the 14th. There was already mail being withheld before then. There was an email parcel sent out on the 8th. Where was that? You'd already been withholding it and deliberately delaying that for a week. Look at you getting paid money, paid wages to sit there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like. No,
You got a problem? No. Why do you think they're going to get involved now? They won't get involved when I complain. You made that complaint on the 14th, and they didn't get involved then. You think they're going to? How would they justify, numpty? How would they justify, you thick numpty? How would they, if they're not going to get involved in the 14th? Why do you think they're going to get involved now? And when they turn up, what do you think's going to happen? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to investigate you for withholding my mail. How can you possibly, if you're on a narrow street with me anyway, what difference does it make if you're intimidated by me? You're going to have to pass me anyway. So it makes no sense.
I tried to deliver your letters. My manager told me not to.
He's told you not to.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you just say that? All I did was ask her. I said, why? All right, yeah, I will listen.
The day I had my letters to take to you, your letters, my manager called me and said, don't deliver this in.
He called the police as well, 999. Why didn't he get involved then? You can't. I filmed him. Sorry? What? I did say it. Did I not ask you what are you doing with my mail? And you're saying it's because I've intimidated you. So you're the one who's saying that you're the complainant.
After the first thing, I agreed with my manager I would deliver your letters.
Right.
And then on that second day, you'd been down to the office.
Yeah.
And as I was about to deliver your letters, my manager called me and said, don't deliver your letters. Okay, so I was prepared to deliver them. My manager said not to.
But since then, he sent me. Somebody hand delivered a letter to my address on the 23rd. And that was him. So first of all, I'm not blaming you for that particular. If he's worried about his safety, why is he coming personally to my house? And he could. Can I just finish the point? And he could have also included the mail. If he's going to come to my house to deliver the letter saying I'm banned from delivery. Hello. Sorry. Yeah. If he's going to come to my house anyway, he could have still brought the mail that he had already there for a week, 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. But you already say you accept that between you and your manager, you are deliberately withholding mail. Yeah, and your justification for it is ludicrous because you're already coming to my house anyway. No, yeah, never mind about signed for. If you can deal with that on a different issue, I want the ones that don't need to be signed for.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I was going to do that.
Well, I've sent him. He asked me for concrete. He said if I provide him with a letter confirming that I wasn't going to have any more issues with you or any of your colleagues, he was going to carry on delivering the mail. I sent him that a week and a half ago. He hasn't responded. He hasn't even confirmed receipt of it. Well, I don't know what you're ducking and diving for. I'm not going to attack you. You think I'm going to film myself? You think I'm going to film myself attacking you? I'm not as thick as you. Do you understand that? I'm filming everything. I'm not going to attack you. I've made it absolutely clear. We were talking reasonably. The police won't get involved. I've been down to Patchway myself to complain about harassment and threats from Mr. Lambert, as well as yourself. They won't get involved with that. I've got a case reference for that. All you had to do was when I told you I didn't like being called Benjamin by strangers in sunglasses, to not repeatedly then use my name thereafter. You started all of it by repeatedly calling a name that I found offensive. If that was a racist word, no, you said it twice. Twice after I told you not to. You're an absolute liar. You think I put myself through all this and make up rubbish? For what reason? For what reason would I do that? You're delivering my mail, you're doing a service. You think I'm going to start making false allegations against you? And all I said was, if you come to my home again and harass me again, I'm within my rights to detain you to prevent a breach of the peace and involve the police. I didn't threaten to do violence. Sorry? Come to my house and harass me, and we'll see. You see, you're trying to challenge me. Are you some sort of ex-offender pikey that you want to just engage in some sort of, I'm detaining you now, aren't I, you numpty? Although you're detaining yourself, because I'm not stopping you going anywhere. I'm not going to get into rough stuff over letters. That's what the police want me to do. They would love for me to lay hands on you so that they can trump up a charge, which is what they always do. Go on my YouTube channel. You got the YouTube channel on the window of my house. You look at the kind of filth they arrest me for and they detain me for in this corrupt, filthy neck of the woods. He's not going to help you. Help yourself. I thought you were some big brave man that's challenging me to detain you. You said, who's detaining me? Who's detaining me? I said,
I just find it funny how you think you can have the right to detain anybody.
If you're committing an offence, if you're coming to my home and committing a breach of the peace and harassing me, of course I do.
A special letter.
Yes.
I need to know the name of the person signing.
Yes.
I said it once.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. Okay. You're a filthy little liar. Why would I lie?
Okay.
Why would I lie? Why would I lie? Why would I invent you repeatedly calling my name after I told you it upset me? Why would I invent that? You think I'm a 3-year-old child? You're the child. You're the child. You stirred up all of this for no reason. I've got things to do, mate. If you want to involve the police, by all means. If you want to involve the police, by all means. They know where I live. You've already complained twice. What? That Mr. Lambert's the manager. He called 999 and they didn't turn up. I was welcome for them to turn up. It doesn't even make any sense. If you're intimidated by me, what difference does it make if you're coming to my house or walking down the street? We're gonna cross paths either way. Nobody. Well, that's great. So you're committing a criminal offence. If I'm a threat, then I would have been arrested or certainly interviewed by the police about the false allegations. You can't justify saying that you can't come to my house if you even know that Mr. Lambert personally came to my house after he said they wasn't going to deliver mail. How could you, imagine this is in a courtroom, how do you justify saying that you're intimidated?
You have to deal with threats.
I haven't threatened you.
Yes, you did.
I threatened you with lawful detention if you harassed me. The issue is whether you or not, whether I or not.
Decisively. Why
Sorry?
did I harass you?
I don't know. That's a good question. That is for the police to investigate. I can't investigate that. I've asked them to investigate, and they won't. You deny even doing it. Maybe you've got a chip on your shoulder. Maybe you don't like my accent. Maybe you don't like the colour of my skin. I don't know what's in your head. All I know is what you did. It's all I know. You're the pathetic one, mate. It doesn't even make sense. If we're crossing paths on a narrow street, you can't avoid me, can you? Anyway. So your justification for not delivering it. Thank God. Thank God. Well, maybe somebody will deliver my mail then. So that's clear evidence that you're doing it.
The next person can gamble with you. All day.
Gamble. If I wanted to hurt you, I could have hurt you, couldn't I? 15 times over by now. We've been talking for the last 20 minutes. You know clear damn well that I'm not going to hurt you. I said if you came to my house another time and harassed me and my family, then I would detain you. And if necessary, I'd grab you by the scruff of the neck. I said I'd do that if you harassed me. So if you don't harass me, well, there is nothing. But how else would I detain you if necessary? But why would it be necessary if you're not going to harass me? It's only a threat if you're harassing me. It's therefore a lawful threat because you are engaged in an offence. I told you it upset me being called Benjamin, and you repeatedly stood outside my family home and called me a name that I said upset me. And in any event, whatever happened on the 14th, the police didn't get involved. I got a letter from Mr. Lambert to say if I provided him the assurance he required, I would then get my mail. I provided that assurance a week ago, so that was a lie, because he said in the letter, yeah, exactly, well good, but it's not going to be resolved until I get my mail, or I'm before the court.
I'm not allowed to take the mail. I'm personally not allowed to take the mail.
So they put you on this, so, well, take it up with Mr. Lambert. Because, okay, I'll tell you what, take it up with Mr. Lambert. I'm not going to waste my time any further. Take it up with...
You keep intimidating me.
I'm not intimidating you. It's not a question. It's chicken or the egg. It starts with you committing the offence of intentionally delaying mail and harassment and theft, because some of that is items that have not been delivered. Some of that is expensive items, so that's also theft. I mean, you're aware. You've admitted that you're aware that the mail is at the depot. Oh, okay, tell you what, listen, you speak to Mr. Lambert, you say, did you send a letter to Mr. Gray stating that if he provided assurance, you would deliver... He said I'm not welcome at the depot. If I go to the depot, then there could potentially, I could be in trouble. There's a difference between me going to the depot and you coming to my house. Difference a lot. That's fine. It's going to have to be resolved at some point, especially if you're withholding all the mail. Because I'm trying to resolve it. I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to raise my... do you mean anything? That's it. Double negative doesn't make any sense. Hello.
It's nothing to do with it.
You don't know what it's to do with. Are you a police officer? Are you a police officer? It's going to get out of my face. It's got nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with you. You're a nothing. You're a drunk idiot. Go away. I don't want to talk to you. Go away. You don't know what it's to do with. You don't know what it's to do with. I don't care who you are. Well, we'll see. I'm not going to spend all afternoon here, but you see, I'll get my mail one way or the other. We'll get the police involved. I don't care if I'm a defendant in the criminal court, mate. I will get, as long as I've got the evidence. Threatened you? How have I threatened you? There's a difference between a lawful threat and an illegal threat. I said, are you intending to come to my family home and harass me again? I mean, who looks like the crook out of us two? Who sounds like the crook out of us two? Who's got the evidence you're a crook out of us two? You were already withholding the mail. You have to hide behind everybody else. It's just about you and Mr. Lambert. You're all in. There was another guy there who was perfectly friendly, who wanted to sort my problem out. I've even got the letter from Mr. Lambert to say that he would deliver my mail as long as I provided him written assurance I provided them written assurance, and he's still not delivering my mail. And you started it all by calling me names that I find offensive when I told you I find it offensive. It's all on you, you numpty.